FOMO is back in the stock market and the crypto market, and we are hitting some extreme levels. Why? Because inflation last week came in bang on as expected, with both traders and investors perceiving this as a positive sign to go on a buying spree and pretty much buy anything they can get their hands on. But guys, there's some very important things that we have to discuss in today's video. First of all, we got some important informations, okay, last week, that just before the close on Friday last week, the big boys have placed some sizable short positions. We need to discuss the impact on those on the stock market. There's some very important levels that we need to watch, guys, that will determine whether this rally has more legs to go, or whether we are going to see new lows in the stock market. Guys, we have a very important week ahead of us, with monthly options expiring on Friday and some very important news announcements that will happen this week. So a very important video. Make sure you watch until the end, guys. And as always, if you do enjoy the video, please give it a like and share it with anyone else that may find it useful. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We do bring out the latest stock market analysis outlook every single Monday morning. Now guys, let's start off by discussing what happened last week in the stock market from a technical analysis point of view. And let's start off by looking at the S&P 500. And guys, we've been talking about this trend line here since the beginning of last year. This has acted as strong resistance since the beginning of 2022. And we did discuss in last week's video that there was a possibility of us retesting this trend line following the CPI data. And guys, this is exactly what happened. Again, 100% spot on with the analysis that we've done last week. And if you haven't managed to watch last week's video, I'll put a link in the description below. You can go back and watch it. Now, what we did last week is that we've been consolidating here for a month or so, or a couple of weeks or so, and we were back retesting this trend line here. And where did we close? Bang on right at the trend line and just above the upper expected move for the week, guys. This was a perfect close. Now, there's a lot of people out there saying, listen, the stock market is going to all-time highs now. This trend line is going to break, and that's it. There's no other alternative. But guys, if you look at this, I mean, even though we started the year very strong here, now we haven't gone anywhere for the past month. I mean, where are we now? We are exactly where we were a month ago, okay? Literally a month ago. So if you think about this, where have we gone in the last month? Literally nowhere. We've been consolidating here for a number of weeks. Then we broke down here, we broke this level here, we broke down, consolidated here for a number of weeks, and then we are back here, okay, exactly where we started from. Now, are we going to break this? Are we not going to break this? We'll discuss this later on in the video, guys. I just wanted to point out where did we close last week, exactly as we predicted, okay? And guess what? As I've mentioned at the beginning of the video, guys, right at this level here, there were some very sizable short positions placed in by the big boys. Do they know something? Do they not know something? This is something that we'll discuss later in today's video. Now guys, in terms of economic data, we have on Monday, okay, the 16th of January, the US stock market is closed, guys. So there will be very low volatility on Monday to begin the week with. And then as we move towards the middle and end of the week, we got some data here, important data in China, okay, that will most likely have an effect on the US indices as well. And as we move in towards the middle and end of the week, guys, we get some data here in the US. We got the core retail sales on Wednesday at 1:30 UK time, okay, 1:30 p.m. UK time. And then on Friday, guys, okay, we get some more data Okay, some more important data here with the existing home sales. That's pretty much it in terms of economic news, guys. But make sure you pay attention to them because they can be market moving. If there's less data during the week, okay, the data that is there, okay, will have some important effect on the indices, guys. So make sure you pay attention to those. Now let's start off by looking at some technical analysis on the charts here, guys. And let's start off by looking at the S&P 500 here. And guys, again, as I've mentioned before, we closed right at the trend line here, right at retesting this strong resistance trend line that has been acting as a very strong resistance since the beginning of last year. And what are we expecting for this week? Now we did open here. We did open with a gap higher, guys. On Sunday we did open with a gap higher, we rallied higher, and then we managed to come back here and right into this IC as we speak here. Again, this is Monday here. The stock market, the US stock market will be closed, so don't expect a lot of volatility today. Now, what are we looking in terms of the next level, guys? Everyone is expecting this trend line to hold, so I wouldn't be surprised for us to break this trend line. It's more or less a fake break, okay? Come back here and then sink. Okay, so that would be a very high probability. Now we are getting into some very overbought position, guys. Now, in terms of what am I looking for? This structure here looks very bullish, guys. So don't try and short without having some very crucial confirmations just before you do, as this can this can rip your face off. Okay, so be very careful. Now what I'm looking for, I've got a 2-hour IC sitting right here at around 4,035 or so. Okay, this would be one level that I'm watching. Okay, why? There's two reasons for that. First of all, we are starting to get in some negative divergences here on the 4-hour time frame, and also you will be, this level here is quite crucial. Why? Because we'll be outside, will be above the upper expected move wire for the month of January, and we'll be right just below the upper expected move for the week. So it's very important level, guys. Make sure you watch this. Now if we do go above this level, okay, then perhaps we have more room to go, guys. Okay, so don't try to go in front of this rally. Now there's a lot of, as I've mentioned before, there's a lot of divergences that we are getting. We are getting into some extreme levels with negative divergences that are building up. So a pullback does make sense, okay, but don't try and short without having some concrete, some decisive confirmations, guys. Now in terms of where can we see the market going down to, guys, there's two levels that I'm watching. Now those short positions that have been placed on Friday by the big boys, okay, will most likely give us some sort of pullback this week. Okay, we also have options expiring this week, so again, very important to pay attention to those. We may not get a lot of movements until Friday when those options expiring options are due to expire, and I'll go to the maximum pain in just a second just to show you guys. But the two levels that I'm watching, guys, will be this 4-hour IC here sitting at 38.90, very important that this holds, and this one here sitting at 38.20 or so. Guys, if those two levels hold, okay, following any sort of pullback that we have, then guys, most likely we are going higher. Okay, don't try to go in front of this. If those levels hold, then we are going and having new higher highs in the S&P 500. So watch those two levels. Okay, if they do hold, then again we are going higher. If they don't hold, if we manage to go through this and through this, then that's it, guys. New lows in the stock market for sure. But those levels are very important, especially this one here, to have some IPA here, some imbalances here that we would like to fill. So this level here, this IC here, it is quite crucial. You can see that the move has started from this candle here. It is very important that it's, well, if we do come back here, this level is very important that it falls. Now, before I go into the other charts, guys, let's have a look at the maximum pain for this week. Now, we do have options expiring. We have around 5 million, okay, worth of options that are due to expire this Friday. Now, in terms of the maximum pain, guys, we have maximum pain at 3,900. Now, obviously, this can change during the week, but do pay attention to those. We have a put wall sitting at 3,900, and we have some call wall sitting at 4,000 and 4,150. So pay attention to those, guys. Also pay attention to whether this will change during the week or not. But do expect a lot of volatility, especially on Friday, and the market may be trapped until Friday, until those options are due to expire. After that, the market is free to move in either direction. So pay attention to those levels that I just discussed, and to those options, whether this will change during the week or not. Now let's start off by looking at the UK 100, guys. And here, this 100% we smashed this analysis here again, guys. We did predict that whether this liquidity was going to be grabbed, then we are going possibly to clear the liquidity above here on the monthly, and we are going to all-time highs, and we are on the way to get there. Now, we got a number of calls last week saying, can we short here? Even if we clear the liquidity, can we short it? Can we short the UK 100? Now, guys, we are going into uncharted territories here. So, I mean, why would you short here without any confirmations? We are at, possibly we'll be getting to all-time highs here. I mean, we can keep going higher and higher and higher, especially as the UK market is becoming more and more attractive to traders and investors. So don't try to short without any confirmations, because why? We can keep going higher and higher and higher, guys. So be very, very careful. This structure here looks very, very bullish. However, we're getting overbought. We're getting into some negative divergences here. So a pullback does make sense. Now, do we get a pullback before we clean the liquidity above, or are we getting a pullback? Are we going to clear the liquidity, consolidate here, and then get a pullback? Now, what you want to look at, guys, we want to see a break of structure, and also a break of those two EMAs here on at least a 2-hour time frame. If you do get that, then that will be your first confirmation to short the UK 100. As it stands, guys, this looks very, very bullish. Don't try to go, against the trend. Okay, don't try to short this whatsoever. Next, guys, we get the DAX, and the DAX is at a very critical level, guys. We did discuss this last week, that we had the previous support here turned into resistance, and this is exactly where we stopped here, guys. We stopped at a critical level here. Now, it does make sense for us to see a pullback from here. Now, this structure here on the weekly time frame, this looks very bullish, no question about that. Okay, are we going to see some sort of pullback in the near term? It is very likely. Why? Because we are getting again very, very overbought, and we're getting some negative divergence that I'll be going through in just a second. Now, guys, if we do manage to break this level, okay, the next level that we are looking at will be 15,860 or so, will be this IC here. However, guys, we should be seeing some sort of reaction from this level here. This is a very strong and important level. Now, we cleared the liquidity above here as expected. So we discussed last week that if we are going to clear the liquidity above, then we are most likely going to go into this on the weekly previous support turns into resistance, and this daily IC. This is exactly where we are as it stands, guys. Now, we are getting close to being overbought on the daily, and if we're looking at the 8-hour time frame, guys, we are already overbought and negative divergences. So it is a level, okay, and we may be getting a sell signal as well very, very soon. So this would be a perfect opportunity to short. Where am I looking to short? we have a 4-hour IC right here, right at around 15 to 30 or so. This would be a nice opportunity just to short if we see some sort of consolidation, guys. Again, if we don't stop this and we are going higher, then you know the weekly levels that we are looking at. So be very, very careful with that. As it stands, this is been on a crazy run here, guys, and it does make sense for us to see some pullback. Now, in terms of the pullback, what are we looking at, guys? We got two levels that I'm watching. Okay, this is bullish. Okay, so don't try and say that we're going to new lows. As it stands, it doesn't look like that will be the case. What are we looking at? We're looking at this daily IC to go back to being bullish, to go long from, or this daily IC here, guys. So these two levels, if those two levels hold, then most likely we are going to see higher highs here, guys. So short term, we are looking for sell opportunities. If we do see the right confirmations, okay, we're starting to build some confirmations in now that we may be seeing a pullback. And in terms of long-term, long opportunities for this level here and this level, this IC here, one of those two levels, if they do hold, then definitely higher highs to come. Next, guys, we get the US 30, and again, guys, this is very, very bullish. Don't try to go against it. Now, we discussed over the last couple of weeks that I was trying to see, for me to go short, I was looking at the 20 and the 50 EMA to break, and we didn't get that at all. Okay, we didn't see a candlestick close below those, and because we didn't see that, the price is going higher. Okay, exactly as expected, guys. For us to turn back to be bearish, we need to see a break below those two moving averages, which are not. It doesn't look to be the case as it stands now. In terms of what we are seeing here, guys, this structure here is again very, very bullish. Okay, we managed to break out of this consolidation. We are back in the previous consolidation, fair enough, but we are getting here with what negative divergences. We may get negative divergences. We may be getting a sell signal soon, and the levels that I'm watching, guys, would be just trying to see some sort of break of structure and break of those two moving averages on at least a 2-hour time frame, just to give me that confidence that we are definitely going lower. In terms of what we are looking for to start buying again would be this IC here only 2 hours, okay, at around 34 460 or so, and this here, those two very important that they hold. If they don't hold, okay, then we are going to at least clear this liquidity resting here, guys. So a lot to see on the US 30 in the next couple of weeks or so. Next, we get the US 100 here, guys, and this here, guys, we are at a critical level. As we mentioned before, this is the weakest index out of all the US indices. Now, here on the weekly, we are getting some strong resistance from the 20 and the 50, and this is the 20 and the 200 EMA, guys. The 20 and the 200 has been some strong resistance as it stands here. For us to be able to be even more bullish on this, we need to see a close above this, and we also need to see a close above the 50 here. Once we see this, okay, we're trying to be more confident that we are going higher on the US 100 here. And if we do see a close above this level here, guys, we also have a break of structure. So a lot of confirmation at the point to be free to go long with nothing to worry about. As it stands, a lot of resistance ahead, so be very, very careful here, guys. Now, in terms of what am I looking for, we have a daily IC here, as we discussed before, and we may see some pullback from. And if you go to the 4-hour time frame here, guys, we do have a 4-hour IC sitting at around 11,850 that we may see some sort of pullback from. Guys, this is again very, very bullish. So we need to see a break of structure. Okay, even if we don't get here a break of structure on at least a 2-hour time frame and a break of the 2 EMAs, we need to be sure, okay, that we may be getting some sort of pullback. Now, guys, when I say a break of the 2 EMAs. I'm looking for something like this. Okay, whether the price will go like this, then we break the 2 EMAs. Now the 2 EMAs will do what? Act as resistance. Now when we see this rejection here, that's when we like to go short. Okay, that's when we see that resistance there. We see the rejection and price not being able to go back above the 2 EMAs. Once we see that, then we are confident that we are going to go a lot lower. So something to watch on for the week ahead, guys. Next, we get the VIX here, guys, and the VIX has been just falling off a cliff here. There is no, it looks like there is no fear whatsoever in the stock market, and that may be the case. You know, we got some positive data that can change in just a second following any sort of news catalyst that may come in, and following any sort of negative data that we get, guys. So the data is very important over the next coming weeks. If the data deteriorates, okay, and we get some sort of news event, okay, that is negative for the stock market, the VIX here will just spike higher. Okay, again, we need to go at least above the 20 level, okay, for us to be confident that we will see some sizable pullback in the stock market. As it stands, guys, we are getting, you know, close to being oversold here. There's nothing confirmed yet. So as it stands, volatility looks like it's going lower and lower and lower. Now we are at 18. Another level that I'm watching will be 16. So if we do break the 18 level, then we watch the 16 level. Okay, for the coming weeks. But if we're able to hold this 18 level and go back above 20 here, guys, then we are going higher here, most probably. So watch those levels in the weeks this week and in the weeks to come. Next, guys, we get the DXY here. DXY, as predicted, okay, if we are going to break this trend line, which we did, then we may see lower prices, guys. And we find this trend line finally got broken. We got a close below the trend line on both the weekly and the daily time frame. Now, what's next in store for the US dollar? There's two levels that I'm watching here, guys. It's either we go down into this daily IC, then we go, so something like this, then we go back to retest the trend line, and then we go lower, or this was a fake breakout, okay, and then we go straight, something like this, and we go straight back into and above the trend line. Okay, that will also be a possibility, guys. Now those two things that I'm watching. So if we do manage to come back into this IC here and have a bounce from it, just see how strong that bounce will be. If we stop around here, then we're definitely going lower and the stock market going higher. That's definitely the case. If that's not going to be the case, if this level does not hold and we manage to close above this level here, then that was a false break, and then the US dollar can go higher. There's a lot of liquidity resting above here and above here with an IPA here to be filled. So the level, the ultimate level would be for the price to come all the way up here into 109,500, where we can take a decent short the US dollar and go long on the indices. So something to watch out for the week ahead, guys. Next we get the we get gold here, and guys, this we 100% smash this analysis here. We discussed that if we were going to clear this level here, then we are going into our next level, into this daily IC here, sitting at around 1945 or so, and we are getting very close to getting there now, guys. This will be a perfect opportunity for us to short if we see some sort of consolidation. By that point, we will be what? We'll be overbought. Okay, we'll be in the daily IC here, and some nice decent pullback will be on the cards for sure. We are getting some negative divergences building as it stands. So now this is not the moment, guys, to go long. I see some people, oh, let's go long gold. This is not the case now. We need to look for a pullback and then think about going long. As it stands, we'll start to look for some short opportunities in the near future. As it stands, guys, have your levels ready, have your levels ready, and then go be ready if those levels do get hit. Just before I close and I go into Bitcoin here for a second, guys. Now, this is a funny one here. So again, guys, same as with the stock market. Now, we haven't gone anywhere over the last couple of months or so. I mean, all we did in Bitcoin here was go lower, okay, in November. So we had the leg lower, consolidated for a bit, and we are back right where we were at the beginning of November. Now I hear all those stories about that's it, Bitcoin is back, we are going back to 100k, 500k, that's it, Bitcoin is back. We haven't done anything. We literally have not done anything. So yes, we're getting some sort of liquidity coming back into Bitcoin. We are getting some those FOMO trades perhaps. And if we are going back to this article here from Bloomberg, which basically says that FOMO stirs again in Bitcoin's best start since before pandemic. Now, yes, we are getting some liquidity here in Bitcoin. You can see the strong start that we've had since the beginning of the year. But guess what, guys? Bitcoin now it's highest it's been overbought in 2 years. So I hear all the stories about let's go back into Bitcoin now. Now is the time. Now is the time to buy. Now we may be going higher. Yes, that's fair enough. But guys, we need to have some sort of pullback here. We are very, very overbought. Okay, we've most overbought in 2 years. So why would you buy here? Wait for the pullback, and if the technical analysis allows it, then we can go long. As it stands, don't try to go long now. Okay, this is not the time, especially if you start to see some sort of more pressure in the stock market, which is more likely to happen in the next couple of weeks, guys. So be very, very careful here. Not the time to buy cryptocurrencies yet. The keyword here is yet. Now we're maybe going higher here. Now, how would you create the most pain in cryptocurrencies? Well, this is how I would create the most pain. Not take the market lower, okay, not take it lower to our target of 12.5, but take it higher, induce a lot of buyers in, and then pull the trigger all the way down. Okay, so this is how you induce the most pain. If we are going to see a close above the 25 level here, then yes, we are going higher. But the most likely outcome here would be for us to get some sort of pullback. Okay, and you can see how overbought we are here, guys. We are very, very overbought here. Don't try to go long here. Okay, I hear a lot of stories about going long here, but please be very, very careful. Get some sort of pullback, consolidation, and if we start to see a new high made, then that's when we start to think about going long. Even if we don't get the perfect entry, that's fine. At least you don't get to be liquidated if we do go lower. So be very, very careful, guys. Okay, there's a lot of FOMO, as all the analysts are saying, a lot of FOMO coming back into Bitcoin, and usually when that happens, that is very, very dangerous. So watch out, guys. That's pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new to trading and would like to learn more about the techniques and strategies that we use, please go over to our website, mcitradingacademy.co.uk, where you can find out more about the one-to-one mentorship courses that we offer. And this is where you can also join the free Discord community, guys. We have a great community, and you can come and join us at any point. Thank you very much, guys. Be safe out there, and I hope you have a great trading week.